Hey guys, we're back with the short little practice for tonight so we can get ready for the assignment tomorrow. Just thought I'd review a couple things here with our two-step equations. First of all, just a reminder, the coefficient is the number in front of the variable. So in this equation right here, negative 5y plus 8 equals negative 7. Negative 5y has the variable, so the coefficient would be negative 5. Over here, the coefficient would be 1/3. Over here, the coefficient would also be negative 1/3. If you think about it, because you can pull that denominator out in front of the variable like you have over here. And over here, the coefficient would be 3. The constant would be 8, since it is not going to change. Negative 7 is also a constant, but 8 is the one that we're concerned about right now because it's the one on the same side as the variable. Same thing right here, negative 7 is going to be the constant we're going to look at. Negative 6 is our constant we're going to move, and negative 10 is our constant. So let's go ahead and get started working through those problems real quick. Remember, the first thing we want to do is draw our line. Second, circle the constant that we are moving, and you always pay attention to the sign in front of the number. So we're going to move that positive 8 by subtracting 8 from both sides. We have negative 5y. The 8 minus 8 cancels. Negative 7 minus 8 is negative 15. And then step 3, use our opposite operation. So the opposite of multiply is to divide. And remember, we talked the other day about fraction bars being a division problem. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 5. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 cancels out. And we see that y equals positive 3. Remember, one thing I told you can do, you can always check your answers. So if I take this 3 and substitute it in for y, we have negative 5 times 3 plus 8 equals negative 7. And if you punch this into your calculator right here, just as it's written, negative 5 times 3 with the parentheses plus 8, you will get negative 7, and it does check out. Next example, draw our line, circle our constant. The opposite of minus 7 is plus 7, plus 7. So we have 1/3 c, the negative 7 plus 7 cancels, equals 8. Okay? Now, we're multiplying, and the opposite of multiply is divide. But I'm not going to divide by 1/3. Remember, you've heard about talking, let's try that again. You could divide both sides by 1/3. And if you want to put that into your calculator, make sure you put parentheses around the 1/3. But that's a little confusing sometimes. So we multiply by the reciprocal. Okay? So multiplying by the reciprocal gives me a 3 in the numerator to cross cancel with the 3 in the denominator. And now my 1 times 1 is c. So c equals 24. And if we check that, 1/3 times 24 minus 7 equals 1. And if you type this into your calculator right here, you'll get 1, and everything checks out. Third example, we draw our line. Next, we circle the constant so we know what we're moving. We're going to move that negative 6. The opposite would be to add 6 from both sides. So a divided by negative 3, cross cancel, or not cross cancels, but they cancel each other out, equals 5. We're dividing here. The opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to use that fraction again so I can cross cancel. I don't need a fraction over here on the right side because it's a whole number. The negative 3's cross cancel, and we see that a is equal to negative 15. And if we substitute that back in for a check, negative 15 divided by negative 3 minus 6 equals negative 1. Type this into your calculator. Remember, put parentheses around your fractions if you're not typing it in as a fraction. That way you get everything done in the right order, and it will check out. I think you can hear my cat down there in the background, Whiskey. She agrees with everything, so make sure you're following those steps. That's her saying, meow, follow the steps. Last one. Okay. Draw the line, circle the negative 10, add 10 to both sides, 3 in, those cancel, equals 15. The opposite of multiply is to divide, so we divide both sides by 3. Remember the golden rule of equations: if you do it to one side, you do it to the other. That's why having that line down here helps out, so you can see two separate sides of the equation and you don't accidentally do something to the same side later on. N equals 5. Just throw it in real quick for a check. 3 times 5 minus 10 equals 5. And if you punch this part into the calculator right here, it'll simplify it all for you and everything checks out. Okay, so 4 just little practice problems. Try them on your own, and we will talk about these at the next day in class and get your assignment. Great job, guys. Have a great day.